Hi, hello, welcome in. This is my very first video on this channel, and today we are going to be blind ranking all of the season 17 Drag Race cast based on their promo looks. And because this is a blind ranking, I may regret some of these decisions, but we shall see. And remember, these are my opinions, they're not fact. Without any further stalling, let's jump into this. The theme is water, so I'm going to be critiquing and grading based off of how close they are to that assignment. How much water and wetness and moisture am I getting from these looks? I'm also looking for fierceness, I'm looking for diversity, I'm looking for things that are different that we haven't seen from 100 promos. I'm looking for someone who's making their stamp and showing who they are before we've gotten to know them at all. Starting us out, we've got Susie Toot. I don't know, I love this name. This is not the most flattering photo, I've gotta say, and I always wonder why certain photos make the edit, because there's a secondary photo that's a lot fiercer. And I don't know, I feel like they could have maybe used that one. I'm really loving the Chicago-ness of this. I think the way the fabric is draping is really nice. It is giving me liquid. It's giving me wetness, and even the way that there are all these crystal drapes that are happening on the gloves and on the side of the pannier, that's really cool. I even like that the shoes have their own design element on them. Everything has been thought of from top to bottom, and this mug is stamped. A sunset blush is like something I've never seen before. And catch all the jewels that are even draped from this hat. This look is strong right from the get-go, and I'm so hesitant to put it super high, but I'm just catching all these little details that you can see even from a distance. It looks like there's scales on the corset. And using these different shades of aqua to create this illusion was just brilliant. I'm really liking this a lot, so I'm gonna put it very high. We're putting this at number 2, and I hope I don't regret it later. Next up, we have Sam Starr. So initially we've got this sort of aluminum gray. It's got a shine to it, which I really like. And when you zoom in, you can see these little bubbles that are in the hair, as well as on the gown. This is not a far away dress. This is a gown that you gotta see from really close. And a lot of the little details kind of get lost, unlike the last one. I do really quite love the nude illusion. And I like this twist on RuPaul's To Wong Foo hair. I don't know, I think this is fun. I think it's very drag queen. I think the twist on the mermaid skirt is nice, that it's actually got some layers on it so it looks like ocean waves. And so for the theme, it's pretty strong. I just think that because there's all these little details that are happening here that really get lost from far away, I think it becomes maybe less effective because you gotta see this up close. If this was in a club and you were sitting down right front row and you saw this queen come out and you could catch all those details sparkling, I think this would be really effective up close. It doesn't have as much of that editorial twist. They seem like a cool queen though. This is a pretty solid look, so I'm gonna put it right at 6. Next up, we have Anya Nerve. God, this is a good name. The horsetail mohawk hat combination lives on, which I'm very indifferent towards, but I like that it's got some jewels in it. I wish that they had a little bit of color variance, and I think that's kind of my whole problem, is that there's not a lot of variety color in this. It's all kind of this flat cobalt blue on top of white. The boots are really interesting though. They've got those big paillettes that every drag queen uses in every one of those big reveal costumes. And I am a sucker for those paillettes. At the end of the day, it's a white bodysuit with a vinyl jacket. I think it's cool, but it's not really serving me anything I haven't seen before. And so I think I'm mostly docking it on creativity. Because again, the horsetail mohawk, I think we've already seen. We've seen this type of silhouette. I put it at 7, I wanna be nice. Next up, we have Lydia B. Collins. This is the diva that is rumored to be on season 10. Again, I don't think this is the most flattering photo, and I'm confused why this was the promo, because this poor girl is gonna have to live with this photo for the rest of her life, probably. At least until All Stars 10 drops. I really love the severity of the makeup, and I like this sort of punk 2000s aesthetic that has gotten really popular lately. I think Daya Betty made that popular, and we're seeing Helena Poison incorporating that into her drag, that early 2000s punk girl. And so on that, I think it's fun. I like this beardy chin strap. The hair is really fun and interesting. I think the silhouette is interesting. It's a little sharp when you look at the other photo. But what I noticed here is that she's got her name at the bottom of the dress, just in case she gets lost and can't remember her name, that she can look at the bottom of her dress and say, I'm Lydia. I don't need no stinking ID. I think the sharpness of the gown isn't really giving me water drips. It's a little thorny, but she does appear to have glitter that's been dripped down her leg, so it looks a little bit like post-bukkake. I think mostly for the theme and not really giving me wetness, water, moisture, it's gonna be kind of like at number 9 or 10. Ugh, I'm gonna get roasted. Can't wait to see you on All Stars 10, girl. Next up, we have Lucky Stars. Yo, this is actually such a cool look. I think these clamshells are fascinating. It's almost too much. My eyes don't really have a focal point. There's pearl details literally everywhere. The mug is wild. I'm obsessed with the way that they've painted. It's so artistic and architectural. It's like nothing we've really seen in a long time from Drag Race. We've got queens like Ugasio in España 1 who really do these architectural, complex, artistic looks. We haven't really seen too much of that on mainline Drag Race, so I'm excited to see a queen like this who is sort of breaking the mold of what drag is on an American franchise, bringing out a little more of that big brain. It's definitely giving aquatic, it's giving water, because you can't really get anything else from oysters and pearls. I do wish that there was a little bit more of a silhouette, and that might be the only thing I'm really not responding to, is that it's just kind of a blob of a silhouette. But it's cool. She looks like an alien. I want to put this higher, and I'm gonna put this darkly at 4. I also really love the 3 Z's. Just in case there's any type of copyright thing with Lucky Stars, you can't possibly forget that there's 3 Z's in this one. So when you're Googling, you know exactly what to look for. Next up, we have Lexi Love. I'm confused. Is this a bodysuit that has some type of beauty filter on it so that you can't see the seams? Or did she paint herself silver and cover herself with glitter? I truly cannot tell. Because like the belly button doesn't go in and there's no visible nipples. But there's also no visible seams where the arms are or where the neck is. There seems to be maybe some type of fabric-y ruffle here. I mean, it's a spectacular work of art. It's sort of street performer. And I mean, even in the B shot, there's no zipper in the back that's visible. And it looks like this is just glitter that goes all the way up the neck. On an artistic level, I'm really impressed by this. On a theme level, I don't really think aluminum or gunmetal gray are really the colors that I associate with water and wetness. So it's sparkly and it's cool, maybe for a different assignment. I think they're beautiful. I just don't know if it's really on theme. I'm gonna put Lexi Love solidly in the number 8 spot. Next up is Lana Jarrett. I love this name. Their mug is stamped. Really enjoying the pearls that are on the headpiece. I like the hair a lot. It seems to have an interesting ombre effect, but the way it's been edited, you see a lot of the strays go away, so it's just this one spike in the back, which makes me want to laugh. It's not her fault, it's the editor's fault. It's a little ice skatery, but the colors and the design do give me wetness. It's the same problem that we had a little bit earlier, is that everything's just a little sharp, and water to me is not sharp, it's fluid, clean lines, smooth, soft, circular. But I do really love the jewels that are dripping. I mean, and that body, I mean, come on. At this point, I only have the high looks left and the low looks left. And this doesn't come off like a low look, but it also does, it's like a middle look. I think maybe I put it at 5. Next up, we have Corey King doing the standard drag queen pose number 5. One hand on hip, other one kind of grabbing at your coat. Think rawr and pose. Gunmetal is not water to me. This is more giving me mercury, which is wet in some application. This fabric is nice. It almost looks like 2 fabrics that have been melded together. The textile is luxe. The mug is beautiful. I love that they're padded. Can I just say, the growing epidemic of unpadded queens drives me nuts. It is not a requirement to look femme in drag. That is no longer a thing. But I really gravitate towards queens that give me the full va-va-voom fantasy. And so on that note, I think I want to give them high marks for that. Because I mean, they are va-va-voom. That waist is plucked. Those hips go out. She is breasting boobily. It is kind of an expected look, and I feel awful putting her down here because she doesn't deserve it, but it's just not. Who else? How many more do I have? I have so many. So they've got to go at number 3, I guess. Re-ranking, this would very likely be the 6th spot, and I would sort of shuffle everybody else around after that. Next is Joella. The internet is abuzz with allegations about this queen. I don't know, and I will fact check at some point. That does make me uncomfortable, hearing and seeing some of the things that I'm seeing. I do want to say, I think that not all drag needs to be good. There is space and room for drag queens who do drag badly. And personality and internet comments aside, I don't like this look. The first word that comes to my mind is cluster. There's just so much going on. We've got a flat bodysuit with some generic number 3 boots, drag queen pageant hair, drag queen pageant earrings, a PVC tube top that layers down into a skirt, ruffly fabric, some type of plastic cutouts that have jewels all over them. I don't like it. I'm putting Miss Joella at number 14. Next we have Jules Sparkles. So this is interesting because they're a beautiful queen. Can I just say I love their hair. I love the crown. It's for a different category though. This is icy to me. It's very much a state of water, which is a solid. The white silver is definitely more ice to me. It's frosty. And I mean, it's just a bodysuit with some stuff on it. I think she's beautiful and I love her little baby hairs that are up here. I think her makeup is gorgeous. It's just, Jules Sparkles is at the number 13 spot. You know who I would love to see on Drag Race would be Jules Long Beach. She's fierce. Next up we have Harmona Lisa. Stop it! This name is so good. This is the queen that RuPaul met on her book tour, isn't it? The one that there was that viral video where she was like, you're gonna be on season 17. And just invited her to be on it in front of all those people, right? She's beautiful. I love her makeup, I love her hair. She's gorgeous. She looks like she's just happy to be there. The dress is very standard drag queen. There's not really anything I haven't seen about this before, but I do like the iridescent fabric that was used. The stoning is a little haphazard. Like, it is in a design, but it's not a design that really makes sense. And in the 90s, there were these body jewelry things you could buy at the mall, and they'd come on this flat plastic, and they'd be organized in a shape like a star or something, just for visual interest, so that when you saw it on the rack, you'd be like, ooh, what's that? And pick it up. But then at the end of the day, it was really just body glitter and jewelry. You take them off and then stick them on your body, right? That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like one of those pieces of plastic that you'd see at the mall. It's just a design that makes you go, ooh, shiny. But when you really look at it, you're like, oh, okay. But she looks fun. I mean, I like the look. It's not giving water though. You look fun. You look like a fun time. God, what a good name. Next up, we have Crystal Envy. Q. Sorry, I think it's tacky to compare drag queens, but the first thing I thought was, this is Q's face. Have you ever seen those like head scratcher things that have all the little plastic that comes off? It's mostly used at like a hair salon, and it'll be that black bar with all the little white parts coming out of it, meant to dust off all the hair. That's what this look is giving me. It's not particularly water, wet, moisture. That was like one of the categories I was looking for. It's a pretty standard bodysuit with stuff on it. It's impressively constructed. I think maybe if this skirt had a little haircut, maybe it would look a little bit more visually interesting because it's a little woolly mammoth. But also the B photo was better than the promo photo. I guess you gotta go at the lower end because, I mean, this is not number 1. All I have left in the top slots are number 1. Damn, sorry Crystal Envy, you're probably at number 12. We're down to the last 2 slots, y'all. Next we have Variety. Oh, this queen loves hungry. They love Is She Hungry? I'm telling you right now. I haven't seen Hungry's makeup on a Drag Race queen in a long time. I really love the architectural nature of this. It's somehow extremely cultural, somehow really modern and futuristic at the same time. I'm enjoying that it's almost like Ursula the Sea Witch. And I love the incorporation of this standard iridescent fabric used as a piping almost. I mean, this is a cool look. And then you've got all these little Christmas ornaments that are tacked on it to create the dripping effect. It's a little more icy crystalline to me than water. but I do see inspiration of water here. But I love the colors. I like the tights. I like the shoes. There's a lot of really fun elements here. I think I would probably put Susie Toot at number 1 if I could reorganize this. And I would probably put Ariety at like number 3 maybe. Reshuffle around some of this list. So it's going in the number 1 slot because that's what's left, and this is not number 11 at all. And our very final queen taking the 11th place spot is Acacia Forgot. Another good name. You know, I gotta say, I love that this drag queen hair is still alive and well. That someone is still representing this hair. Because someone's got to. We've got to make sure that our drag pageant history doesn't go away. The blue peppermint nature of it is a little atrocious. Especially when you've got this big pink blush that's right underneath it. However, turning the very standard drag queen promo dress into chaps, that's nuts. The silhouette of this is bonkers in the best way. I really enjoy the swoops that are coming off here onto the shoulders. I like that you have all these waves that are happening on the hips, the vinyl that's happening on the front. I really like the way that the colors have been manipulated here. This maybe looks like it was dyed, I can't really tell, but the way that there's this solid blue color in the middle, white along the sides, all of this ruffling here in what looks like maybe silk or organza. It's kind of stunning in its own way. It reminds me of beach foam, like when you're walking right up on the water and there's all that foamy stuff that's still left. It's really cool. I don't think this is number 11, but this is just where it landed. But I mean, visually this is interesting. Realistically, I would probably shove this up into like the number 7 slot. There's a lot of ways that I would reorganize this list. Kind of make it a little more harmonious with my tastes. But I'm also obsessed with blind ranking these promos and I think it's fun. This cast is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, and I will be reviewing that season on this channel. So if you've seen me on other corners of the internet, this is where I'll be for this season. Let me know what some of your favorite looks were from this promo, and if you're one of the Drag Race contestants that watched this, I promise no ill will. The blind ranking is what it is. It is nothing personal. My fashion tastes are not going to be everybody else's, and they're certainly not going to be yours. Let me know your favorite looks in the comments below, and I will see y'all on the flip. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you want more Drag Race related content, because that's what I will be fully investing my time in here. See y'all.